Alright, in 3, 2, 1. Hello YouTube, this is Cody with Search My Deck TCG, and today we are bringing you an introductory video to the Little Cup format. This is specifically a tournament being hosted by Arcanine's Arena. There is one rule change that is different from traditional Little Cup that I'll cover in a bit, but let's get this video started. So you may be asking, what is Little Cup? So Little Cup is a format in the VGC where only basic Pokemon who can evolve are allowed. So your Charmanders, your Grookys, but they have to be able to evolve, so sorry Tauros. Baby Pokemon count as the lowest forms, so Elekid would be allowed, but no Electabuzz. Traditionally, Little Cup is played at level 5. This event, it will be played at level 50, but like normal VGC, so level down to 50. So all your level up moves will be allowed. To make things a little simpler, one of those being, of course, level up moves, because normally at level 5 you wouldn't have access to those. And the other big change is the EVs. EVs are super weird at level 5, so you won't have to worry about that here in this tournament. It'll just be played as traditional level 50. Alright, so here are the official rules. Pretty standard stuff. 6v6 doubles, Dynamaxing will be allowed. I know it's not on this rule list here, but it is going to be allowed. Item clause, species clause, there's no sleep clause here. But of course, the big difference, as mentioned earlier, is that you have to use the lowest form of a Pokemon who can evolve. And the essence of Little Cup is its little baby Pokemon going at it. There's also fixed damage moves that are banned, and more so relevant at level 5, but still kind of broken at level 50. And before you get too excited and start prepping your sweet Scyther sweeping team, there is a very important ban list to this format. Not all baby Pokemon are created equal. Scyther, Galarian Corsola, Poipole, Sneasel, Tangela, Archon are all banned, and rightfully so. So now, you know the rules, you know the ban list, what's next? Well, you get to start the most exciting process, the team building. Little Cup is super fun because you get to use, well, little forms that normally you would never use. But also, Pokemon whose evolutions aren't even good can also be good in this format. So there's no Pikalytics for Little Cup doubles, there's no any official version of this format, so there's not a lot of resources to go off of kind of where to start, so that's where I'm here to help. So firstly, Pokemon recently did an official Little Cup doubles, best of 3 between 2 of their commentators. I believe this was at between Players Cup 1 a couple months ago. So this is not an official tournament, but it is still 3 fun matches of the format for you to look at, enjoy, and maybe even gather some strategies from. So I think every Pokemon used on both these teams are definitely viable, and the full link to this match will be down below in the description. So I have a lot of experience playing Little Cup. That's the reason for the video. I'm super excited for this event. Little Cup was probably a big bulk of the competitive Pokemon I played before Sword and Shield. Was playing a Little Cup back in Gen 4 singles on Shoddy Battle. So that's a couple formats ago, and of course that was singles. So it's not a one-for-one transfer over to what this format's going to look like. However, I still know enough about it to kind of give my opinion on some places where to start. I think everything that is good in standard VGC is still going to be good here. Trick Room, Tailwind, Follow Me, your items like your Weakness Policy, your Choice Items, your Life Orbs, all that is still going to be viable. It's not the format, especially played at level 50, doesn't change very much. It's just you get to see new cute baby Pokemon that you wouldn't normally see, and that is the biggest difference. But there's a couple others, being Sun and Rain. I wouldn't exactly say no to, but I would kind of give a hesitential maybe. Charmander and Horsea aren't their parents. However, there's one item that's more relevant than previous formats, and that is Eviolite. All your Pokemon are eligible for an Eviolite, and I think you should come to every match. Likewise, stuff like Sand doesn't have a good setter in this format. And even like terrain spams, which is psychic terrain spam, there's no way to set it up outside of max psychicking, so that is also not something that would be viable here, despite having plenty of expanding force users. But here we have a handful of Pokemon that I think are very good starting points. As you can see, some names that also have good parents, such as Grookey and Scorbunny, Litten, Growlithe. Those are all going to be super viable pieces to sort of build around. But then you have some Pokemon that you wouldn't normally see, like Corphish and Onix and Mindfu, that I think could also be very good pieces to start your team building around. This is just a quick kind of throw at the wall list of names to look at. This is not the end-all be-all of the only Pokemon that you should look at. However, I would not recommend that you just think, oh, I'll just use my normal VGC team and just use the baby forms, because not every Pokemon is going to be as good as their father/mother, even when they're up against other babies. As you see, this list of a couple Pokemon here that I would stay away from. Gible and Larvitar aren't near as bad as the previous other three on this list, but I don't think they're very good, and I do think that people will gravitate towards them because of who their parents are, and so I just want to give you a big kind of stay away warning from all the Pokemon here. Alright, and lastly, I'll leave you with my own patented Geiger scale. This is my own personal scale for judging Little Cup stats. Just like in any other VGC format, you know, it's not just about the stats, move pool, ability, typing, all that's very important. However, all that knowledge is going to be the same that you have from your normal VGC formats. So that's why I'm just focusing on stats here, because stats are going to be looked at a little differently. And for that, we like to use the Geiger scale, because back when I was playing Gen 4 Little Cup, Geiger was the toppest tier Pokemon that was not banned. So I like to use his stats as a way to kind of judge what is good. So I would say roughly around 50 to 60 is just fine for a base stat. You're getting 60 plus, especially when you start to get to the 70s and 80s, is very good. 80 plus, and if you manage to hit 100, is phenomenal. But then on the opposite scale, 40 to 50 is barely acceptable, and when you hit below 40, that's kind of your scary stay away territory. And that is how I would view base stats, and that is really all there is to say about VGC Little Cup format. This is going to be a fun tournament held by Arcanine's Arena. I'm super excited to participate with all you guys and see our favorite baby Pokemon duke it out with each other on the big screen. This has been Cody with Search My Deck TCG, and we'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.